That'll be reverse. Hello and welcome to Benjafield and Baker, and today I'm doing a daily drivers. Now, Craig normally does the daily drivers and he gets to drive some pretty cool stuff, but it's daily drivers and I'm sure that somewhere, somehow, someone has to drive one of these things on the daily. I'm resurfacing the track at the moment, so I'm going to do a little review on this 3-ton dumper I've got. It's kind of fun, a bit bouncy, but you know, we're going to give it a little review, get a little test and see what happens. It's kind of cool that I get to drive a dumper truck around a motocross track, but when you've been doing it all day it kind of gets a bit boring. But for someone, this is a daily driver. Someone has to spend all day on the building site driving around on one of these things, bouncing all over the shop. So I guess it makes a good addition for daily drivers. Now, this is a 3-ton digger. As far as I know, I think I'm even rolling on dubs. You know what's really cool? I've got a roll cage. Well, kind of a roll cage, a half cage. Kind of folds away, disappears into the background. I probably should have it on going up and down these hills, but there we go. I think it's a bit stiff, so I'm not going to be able to undo it. So this one that I'm driving around here, it's got 3-speed, first, second, third, all forward and 1 reverse. We've had other dumpers over the years that have had all different bits and pieces on them that we can use for different things. But this one's pretty simple, pretty basic. It's got a manual clutch, manual brake. You drive it kind of like a car. If you've never driven a dumper truck before, it's kind of an interesting sensation the first time you do it, because they don't steer like a regular car. They articulate in the middle, and so if you steer around something nice and tight, they're great because you can kind of bend yourself around something. But if you're not used to it and they turn in the middle and you're expecting it to turn like a car, you're going to have an almighty crash. Now, time to put some juice in. Okay, now I say I'm going to put some fuel in it. Don't actually know where the fuel filler is, which is handy. I guess I better read the manual.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I found the fuel filler. Now, it was hidden underneath the seat, which means I was on the wrong side of everything anyway, so I've got to back it all up, go right around the track and get back to the start. Okay, so one of the other things about plant machinery is you get to run it on red diesel, so no VAT to pay. We like a little bit of that. Only other problem is, unless you're Bill Gates, you ain't filling it up at the pump. So for me, that means manual hand pump. That's a pain in the ass, but it's something you just got to do if you want to fill your truck. Okay, time for a lap of the track on the dumper truck. Right, this is wide open in second gear now. I'm not sure I want to be going over the jumps at this speed, but for the sake of YouTube, here we go. Ah! Actually, I'm backing out. Too scary, too scary. If you had the GoPro on here, you would understand how scary this is. Try not to fall in the hole. A bit of a hole down there. Would not want to go down. I don't know how many horsepower it is, not a busted load. It's a bit mincy, to be honest. Normally we get 5-ton dumpers, and today we've got a little 3-ton dumper that, if I'm honest, the bucket of the digger is bigger than the bucket on the dumper, so it's just hard work. But anyway, it's in pretty good nick, this one. I don't think it's had a very hard life, but I'm wide open in first gear at the moment, and I reckon I'm probably doing about 5 miles an hour. I don't know how fast wide open in third is, but faster than I'm brave enough to go, I can imagine. It's a bit of a bouncy ride. The other cool thing about dumpers is they're generally rentals, so you know what they say, if it's a rental, don't be gentle. I'm wide open in reverse. Okay, so it's got a couple of other features. Obviously, tipper on the front, so we have a lever down in here, lowers the bucket, lifts the bucket. See that? So these things are pretty basic, not really a lot to them. You got a horn, it doesn't work unless the battery's on. Steering wheel, one of these funky little things to make you turn tight. We got the up and down lever to make the bucket tip forwards and backwards, and a nice handbrake. Other than that, it's pretty simple to drive. Just drive it like a car. Clutch, brake, throttle. Nothing too intense, nothing too confusing. Only thing is, it takes a little bit of getting used to because, like I said, the articulate in the middle and the steering is very odd the first time you drive them. So the faster you rev the engine, the faster the steering works. So if you're going into a tight space and you're on low revs and you're expecting to turn in tight, there's a good possibility that you might not make it and you might crash. So always try and keep the revs up nice and high on these bad boys. Okay, so that was my little short review on the hire dumper for the day. This is Benjafield and Baker. Like, share, subscribe, do your thing. We'll see you soon. Woo! It's pretty bouncy out here. As you can see, it's not a regular video like Craig gets to do. He gets to drive around in some tasty stuff. He managed to get a Mini for the day and go and tear it across Brecon. I get left with shit job Bob. I end up with a dumper truck at the track. Happy days.